Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited about this video today. I've got a handful of new makeup products here that we're going to try out together today. This one was a bit of a roller coaster. There were some things that really surprised me in this video. Some ups and downs. We've got some high-end and some drugstore, and we're going to get to it all in a minute. Before we do that though, if you are a new visitor here, I want to give you a special welcome. Thanks for stopping by today. I hope that you enjoy this video. Please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and that your notifications are turned on. And with that out of the way, let's get right to it. All right, so we're going to prep my face. I'm a little bit nervous about this foundation stick that I got. So I got one to use as an actual foundation, and then I got a darker shade that I thought we could try and use as a bronzer. The last time I tried using a foundation stick as a bronzer stick did not go well. So I don't have the highest hopes, but these were on sale and they were already affordable. They're from Essence, by the way. Let's get my skin ready though with a little bit of this Medicube collagen jelly. I love this stuff. So this makeup I picked up at Ulta. We just had an Ulta open up very close to my house, which I'm so excited about because prior to the last couple of weeks, I've had to drive like 30 or 40 minutes to get to a physical Ulta store. And I initially went in looking for a couple of items from the brand Verse, and they didn't carry that brand, so I was really upset about that. But of course, I couldn't come home empty-handed, so here we are today. So let's first add a little bit of glow. I want to put just a tiny bit of my e.l.f. Halo Glow liquid filter on. This is in the shade 2. I'm just going to take one little swipe here. I'm just going to use my fingers today. Just start on the outer part of my cheeks and kind of the outer part of my forehead. I try to keep it away from a lot of forehead wrinkles. I don't do the Botox, so I want to keep the makeup away from those as much as I can. All right, so here's the foundation stick. So I got the Essence foundation stick in the shade 170. I also picked up the shade 210 that I'm hoping maybe will work as a bronzer. These were on sale, and I think they were only $4.99 even before the sale, so I thought, why not give it a try? Here's the bronzer shade. That actually looks like it might work. The reason I like the idea of using a foundation stick as a bronzer because obviously you're getting coverage in addition to the bronzing effect, and I do have a lot to cover on my cheeks, so sometimes I feel like I could use the added coverage. This is the color we're going to use for my foundation, and I'm already thinking I got it wrong. This is 170. It looks very peachy in tone, which is not good for me. I like my undertone's definitely more warm, kind of yellowy in tone, usually works better for me. But I do want to see what this formula is like, so I'm going to go ahead and use it all over and cross my fingers that I don't end up looking like an Oompa Loompa. Maybe what we'll do is we'll go kind of light with the foundation stick and a little heavier with the concealer that I'm going to be using today. It feels very creamy. How many of you guys like foundation sticks? This is about the third or fourth one I've tried, and honestly, I don't love them. Like, they're not my favorite formulation. Even the ones that I've found to somewhat work for me, I do think the Milani one's pretty good. The Conceal and Perfect, I actually have it right here. But I still don't use it all that often, unless I'm using it to add an additional layer of coverage on top of the foundation I've already put down. I know some people like them because they think they're faster. I don't really think they're faster. Maybe if I got used to using this type of a formulation, I would get faster at it, but I never quite know how much to put on. So far, this is looking better than I thought that it would. It's covering okay. I would say it's giving me light medium coverage. Granted, I did not swipe on a ton, so I wanted to go a little bit more light because of the shade match being slightly off, but I actually don't think the shade is that bad now that I'm blending it out. Let me know if you guys have tried this out. They did have a lot of shades. They had like 3 rows of shades of this, so I don't know. Maybe I'll go back and pick up a couple more shades. It looks pretty. It looks very natural, kind of luminous. Or maybe that's just the glow underneath that's kind of peeking through. Okay, I'm gonna add some concealer. I think I'm gonna need quite a bit of concealer. Let's start off with the Revlon Flexwear. This one is in the shade light medium. I'm gonna take this and apply it to a couple of these areas on my face that I need some extra coverage, which is going to be quite a few today. I'll come back and do the under eye, but I'm going to use this one on my eyelids. I'm just going to blend that out with my foundation brush. Just lightly tap that in. So far, so good. My skin is looking better and better. Let's add just a little bit to the under eye. This is my Skin Silk from Revolution in light peach. Just kind of massage this in a little bit right here, just lightly. Then I'm going to take my BK Beauty A506 Such a good concealer brush though. It's like a kitty paw. I love this brush. Let me know if you guys have alternatives to this type or style of a brush. Let's add a little bit of powder. I'm going to take my Physicians Formula Diamond Blur powder. Just on a small powder brush. I'm going to start on the eyelids. Really want to powder down my eyelids for this eyeshadow palette we'll be trying out today that I cannot wait to try. It looks so pretty. There were a lot of palettes that I was tempted by in Ulta, and maybe this is why I buy things online, because when I go into a store and I have a chance to swatch something, I'm much more tempted to buy it than if I just browse online. I feel like some people are the reverse, where it's easier for them to just buy things and spend money online, whereas if they swatch things, they're a little bit more thoughtful about it. I'm the other way. I feel like I'm more tempted when I see it. And when I see something swatched, all reasoning leaves me, and I just think I need to have that. So let's add a little bit of bronzer next. This is the shade 210. I'm going to put this on with a brush. Let's go with this one right here. This is the e.l.f. Buffing Foundation Brush, which, by the way, I don't use for foundation. I like this one better for cream blushes and bronzers. And I like the Ultimate Blending Brush better. It's a little flatter at top and it's bigger for my foundation. Build that up in the brush and then tap it out on the back of my hand to get some of the excess off. So there's the color we're working with. Looks a little warm. I hope it's not too orange. We'll build it up slow. I'm kind of hoping it will help cover the remainder of this little spot I have here. Oh dear. I don't know. Okay, it's looking a little orange. Do you guys ever use foundation? Like different colors of foundation to add bronzer to your skin? A few times I've tried it, it just hasn't worked out so well. The undertone seems to be just a little bit off. This does seem a little warmer than I typically like. It's a little too orange. It doesn't look horrible, but this is not my ideal shade for sure. Darn it. I tried. I think these were $4.99 and they were on sale for 30% off, so had to give it a try. I don't know, I feel like the more I blend, the more I'm liking it. Maybe it will not be as bad as I initially thought it might. That looks better. Once I blended it all out and kind of got some of the excess on the hairline blended in, it looks better. Not bad. I don't have a new blush, so let's just use something that's already on my desk right now. Let's use the Milk Makeup Jelly Tint in Splash on the Milk Makeup brush and just tap that lightly. The apples of my cheeks. Quickly throw on a bit of highlighter. Let's use my Pretty Smart highlighter in the shade Golden Bloom. All right, and there we have the cheeks. So far, so good. I was nervous there for a minute. I was not thinking that bronzer shade was gonna work for me, but actually I feel like it all came together pretty nicely. Before we jump into the eyeshadow palette, let me just throw a little bit of, it's just precisely my brow. I'm gonna throw in my brows. Just do a super quick fill in. And take a little bit of the Revolution Super Fix, swipe it through, and then just brush those up right. There we have it. Now to the fun part. I picked up an eyeshadow palette from Colourpop, the 1111, which I know has been around for a while, but I saw this thing in the store and swatched it, and my goodness, this is a pretty color story. Such a pretty mix of bronzes and pinks and taupes. I don't even know exactly what I want to do today. Let's just kind of not even think much about it. Just jump right in. Let's go with this brush. This is the Essence blending brush. We're going to take this shade right here, which is called Good Thoughts. By the way, where does 1111 come from? I feel like that means something and I don't know what it means. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research or ask my kids. That's usually what I do. Usually has something to do with some sort of meme or something that I don't know about. Okay, I have a question. For those of you that have, so I have 2 teenage boys at home right now. One's 18, one's 15. Are memes like huge with teenage girls? For those of you that have girls, or is it just a teenage boy thing? I don't know, I feel like my kid, and it's been for a while. Like even my oldest son, who's now out of the house, he's in his early 20s and doesn't even live here anymore, but it was a big thing for him too. Like the memes were just like huge with teenage boys. So this shade is very light. If you're any deeper than me, it probably won't show up much on you other than maybe for a highlight, but I'm trying to decide, do I want to go more pink Or do I want to go more kind of purpley gray? Let's go with the pink. I haven't done that for a while. I'm going to take the same brush, just right on the tip of it. And this we're going to throw in that same spot, just a little bit lower. Actually, you know what? This is kind of giving me, some of these shades are giving me vibes of the I Need a Nude palette from Natasha Denona. I have to come back and do some like side-by-side swatches, see if I can find any duplicate shades. Because there are some things, other than like this bronze and this dark purple right here, some of the other shades in here remind me of the I Needed Nude. Okay, we're gonna build up a little bit of depth. Let's take this brush, this is the A502, and we're gonna go into this shade right here, which is kind of like a dark purpley brown. Just swirl that along the lash line. This color, I'm not even going to go up in the crease. I'm just going to do like a straight kind of outward line with this shade. So there were a couple of other palettes at Ulta that kind of caught my eye. One was the Man-Eater palette from Tarte, which I know has also been out a whole lot longer, I think, even than this thing right here. That thing's been out for forever. I never was all that interested in it, but I did swatch it in store. And it swatches so pretty. That palette looks beautiful. Man, I was tempted by that thing. And then I saw the price tag was, I think it was $55, which I've spent some big bucks on some high-end palettes before, but that was enough to stop me from grabbing that one. But let me know what you guys think of that palette. I also saw and swatched a few things from Polite Society, which is another brand that I've been wanting to try and I haven't tried yet. They had a couple smaller eyeshadow palettes that looked really adorable, but for how small they were, they just seemed so pricey. I had a hard time. Add just a little bit more to the lower lash line. For that, I'm going to take a very small blending brush. This is the A504. Same thing, same shade, just in the very tip of it. I'm going to run this halfway across the lower lash line. Okay, so now let's decide what lid shade we want to put on. I'm going to swatch, actually let me swatch these 4 shimmers for you. So there's this bronze, this kind of silvery taupe, which is very pretty. This one, which is more like a flaky kind of foiled formula, very sparkly. Oh wow, that's gorgeous. I don't know about for this look, but like with a cream sweater and a bronzy eye with that, oh man. And then this pink up in the corner. Oh, also beautiful. Oh, I feel like that pink is calling to me. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this kind of silver in the middle and put that on the outer part of the lid and then overlap with this pink right here and maybe put a tiny bit of the white in this corner, which has a bit of shimmer in it as well, just on the inner tear duct. So let's start with the silver. I'm gonna use my finger for these. It's just like one little stamp right there. Then I'm gonna wipe my finger off and dip into the pink shade right here. By the way, that silver was called Major Change. This one is called Balanced. If any of you watch The Middle, one of the greatest sitcoms of all time, way underrated in my opinion. There's an episode of The Middle called Major Changes that is just so hilarious. Oh my gosh. I don't know where that's playing right now. I think it might have moved from, it was at HBO and then it went to Paramount, I think. Not Paramount. It went to Peacock for a while and now I think it's over at Prime. Look it up. Start at season 1. Trust me, you will not be disappointed, especially with the first 5 seasons. So good. Great family show. Very kid-friendly for the most, like older kid-friendly. Okay, now let's take a brush for the inner corner. It's just a little flat brush. I'm gonna dip into that white. By the way, here's a little swatch of the white. Very, very white, like icy white. Like a snow princess kind of white. Go very light-handed with this shade because it's pretty intense. This is one of those whites that I probably, for most days, would skip because it's just a little too snow princess for me. Like a little too costumey. I don't know. It's a little too much, but it's pretty. It's just not very natural. I'm gonna take my foundation concealer brush and just kind of swipe that along that edge to make sure I don't have any dark fallout down below. Now let's add just a little bit of liner. I don't need much because I went pretty dark on the outer corner. I'm just gonna kind of angle this and pull it upright. Kind of following the shape of my lash line. Oh, that is so pretty. Wow, what a beautiful, beautiful look. Excited about that palette. It's been a while since I've had a Colourpop palette that really excited me. All right, let's move on to the mascara. So this is the Tarte tubing mascara. I know what you're thinking. Mandy, did you really need to try out another tubing mascara? You've tried out, that's all I've been doing for the last 2 months is trying out mascaras. I certainly did not need one, but my daughter-in-law tried this recently and said it was great, so I had to do it. Really nice, sturdy, pretty packaging. The brush looks like so many of the other tubing mascaras that I have. It just feels a little more, it feels like a much higher end version of the e.l.f. lash extender brush. It looks, the shape is a lot like the lash extender brush. Let me get it out actually, just to show you guys. You guys see that? They look almost identical. Maybe this one's a little bit fuller, but they're both very rubberized and spiky. There we go. By the way, I got the black version. I did notice they also had a XL, like a tubing XL one that's in a gold tube, which a part of me was like, well, who would not want the XL? But I called my daughter-in-law and she said, no, I got the original purple one. So I hope you were right, Chloe. So far we have a kind of similar taste in mascaras, so I have high hopes. Ooh, this is going on really nice. It kind of smells good. Speaking of smells, so I went into Ulta. We have this new little strip mall that opened up recently. Went into Ulta. It was kind of like early afternoon on a weekday, just a handful of people in there. And then I went next door to Bath and Body Works and it was like, was there a raffle going on? There were so many people in that little Bath and Body Works. I probably counted like 35 people in there. Their candles are on sale for $13.95, so I'm assuming that's why. Apparently I'm not the only one that has a Bath and Body Works candle addiction. Okay, eyes are finished. So far so good. I really like it. Good job, Chloe. Hopefully it wears well. I will let you guys know how it wears throughout the day, how it removes. That's always one of the most satisfying things when you have a tubing mascara that removes, like a really good tubing mascara. Maybe I'll turn on a movie that gets my waterworks going, like Titanic or Free Willy, the first movie I ever cried in. See how water resistant it is. I do feel like it's taking just a little bit longer to dry than my e.l.f. lash extender, which dries instantly, but it's not bad. I mean, it's pretty much dry now. I don't think it's like transferring anywhere. Last thing that we're gonna be testing out today, I did pick up 2 new shades of the Super Peptide Lip Balm from Essence, so I wanted to swatch these with you guys today. Okay, so this is the original shade that I tried, the Coralized, I think is what it's called, and then I picked up 2 more shades. This one right here is Pinkified, and then this nude one is Toffee-tastic. All of them have an exclamation point. Toffee-tastic, Pinkified, Coralized. Okay, so I thought we would just swatch them all on the back of my hand first, and then we'll give them a try on my lips, the new shade. So this is the one that I originally tried out, Coralized. There it is right there. Then we have Pinktastic right here next door. They're pretty close. I mean, this one is a little bit more of like a corally pink and more of a kind of blue tone mauvey pink. And then we have Toffee-tastic, which looks, I'll be honest guys, I already used Toffee-tastic on my way home and it was great. So I'm excited to use it again. There it is right there. So let's give them a little swipe. There's the toffee one. It totally looks like, if you're familiar with Madeline from NYX, it looks a lot like that. Here's the Pinkified. And then let's give Coralized a little swipe as well. Before I try these on, actually, I'm going to put just the tiniest bit of a lip liner just underneath my lower lip line because I always do this and my lips don't look good unless I do this. So I'm going to just add the tiniest bit and let it set so it doesn't move or affect the color that we're putting on top. And now that that's set down, let's give the Pinktastic a try first. They also had a clear one, but I had no interest in the clear lip gloss. If I'm gonna do lip gloss, I want it to have some color or some like sparkle in it. They're so nice and comfortable. I really wish they were vanilla flavored, but that's okay. There's Pinktastic, very pretty. I'm gonna wipe that off. Is it Pinktastic and Toffee? Pinkified. Man, this is tricky. And Toffee-tastic. Pretty fall color. I love that. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more lip liner because my lips just look so weak without it. This one is a different one. It's the LA Colors Cafe lip liner. It's actually really dark. If you use it with a light hand, it does a really good job making your lips look full. Okay, there it is. I like those both. This is the finished look. What do you guys think of this one? Let me know what you thought of the 1111 palette. You probably all tried it by now, those of you that are really into the Colourpop palettes. I kind of got burned out on Colourpop for a while, but I have to hand it to them. They sure know how to do a good eyeshadow palette. And this one I think is going to be a fun addition to my collection that I actually will probably use quite a bit, at least for a while. My skin today looks really nice. I had very low expectations of these after swatching them, but they performed a lot better than I thought they would. I think full price these are $4.99 a piece. As far as how much product you get in them, let's take a look at that real quick. There's 10 grams in each stick compared to the Milani Conceal and Perfect, which has, okay, so the Milani one has 0.28 ounces. This one is actually 0.35 ounces. So you do get more in the Essence one, and they're only $4.99 versus this one, which at Ulta is $18.49. That's insane. That's insane. Like, I almost would rather just buy the Hourglass one. I mean, I know that's still way more expensive than this, but that just is a place that drugstore make $18.49 for a stick of foundation. That's an outrage. I'm outraged by that price. I know it's a little cheaper at Walmart, but my gosh. Anyway, that said, try these ones out. It's totally worth saving $15. I will let you guys know down below how the mascara performs, how it removes, so keep an eye out for that. As for the lip balms, I'll definitely keep playing with these, although let's be honest guys, I have so many lip balms that are on rotation right now. I'm drowning in lip balms, and I'm a bit nervous about the declutter that I have planned to film next week because I feel like I'm gonna have to part ways with a lot of these lip balms in my collection. I'm not quite ready to do that yet because I love them all so much. That's why I hate doing declutters. It reveals this like hoarder tendency in me that really makes me uncomfortable that I'd rather just not confront. So anyways, let that be a little fun spoiler for you to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on that coming up very soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have thoughts on any of these products, if they worked or did not for you. Leave that feedback down in the comments below. Thank you guys again. I hope you are doing well. Please make sure that you're subscribed if you haven't done that yet, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.